Nicole Ma's Kitchen Ideas. So today we are going to be making spaghetti soup, and it's really yummy, tasty. It's raining outside, so I figured I'd do something a little bit different and share this recipe with you. So hopefully you like it. And I also want to throw in, I want to say thank you so much to all the subscribers that have subscribed to my channel. So welcome to the family, and let's get started. Well, shame on me, I forgot to tell you what you're going to need, but I'm actually going to show you what you need throughout the video because it's a lot of stuff. So I did want to tell you that, and I'm also going to put the ingredients down below. So let's get started. Okay, so first things first, I'm actually going to throw in some onions. I chopped up some medallion onions, but you can use yellow onions, whatever kind of onion you like. I just recommend yellow, white, or maybe a medallion onion. I'm using medallion onions because they're a little bit sweeter. I'm going to saute these first in a hot skillet just to get the flavor out of the onion. I'm going to let these cook down a little bit before I add my ground beef. If you don't want to use ground beef in this recipe, you can use Italian sausage. Any kind of meat that you normally use in your spaghetti, you can use that too. Alright. Perfect. I'm going to add a little bit of grapeseed oil. Just a little bit, not too much. Perfect. And a little bit of kosher salt. I'm just going to throw in a pinch. There we go. Sorry, I get kind of messy when I cook. This is the true me. Alright, so these are starting to saute down a little bit. While those are browning up, let me get my ground beef. Dropping in my ground beef. I'm browning it. And this is where you want to add all your seasonings too. There's a little bit of like your Italian seasonings, or if you use a seasoning pack for spaghetti, you can also use that. But I actually don't have any packs of the spaghetti seasoning, so I just happen to have some oregano, some thyme, and a little bit of basil. So I'm just going to throw it all in here and also into the soup part, which I'll show you in just a moment. Alright, so let this cook down and I'll show you how I transfer it over. Alright, I want to quickly tell you real quickly, I'm actually using Delano seasonings. This is like an Italian seasoning that you can kind of get from Walmart or any local grocery store. But I'm actually going to use the garlic and onion. This is my favorite to put into the spaghetti mix. And then also I'm going to put in some red chili flakes into the meat. Just a little bit. I like a little spice in there. And then also I'm going to put Italian herbs in there. And then I'm going to do the same thing when I get to the soup part, and I'll show you that. So in the meantime, I'm going to keep cooking this down. And yeah, then I'll show you how I put my stock together with this meat and this yummy sauce. Be right back. Alright, as you can see, this is all cooked down, nice and yummy. And now I'm actually going to tray this out for my pot, because this is going to be my pot my soup's going to be in. So I'm going to be actually using beef stock. I'm going to go ahead and use about 16 ounces, about 2 cups of chicken broth, not chicken broth, I'm sorry, beef broth. You can add 4 cups. You can use this whole container if you like, depending on how many people you're cooking for. So I'm going to go ahead and pour it in. Actually just going to go ahead and use the whole thing. Alright, so I'm adding in all the beef stock. I'm using beef stock because I'm using ground beef in my spaghetti mix. And broth start boiling a little bit so I can add in my pasta noodles. I'm actually using angel hair. They're a little bit thinner than spaghetti and they're going to cook pretty good too. So this is actually starting to boil already because I got my burner up kind of high. But I just want to show you that I am going to break the spaghetti because it's very, very thin. But I'm only going to break it one time. I'm not going to break it into little pieces like you would on chicken noodle soup. So I'm just going to break it in half and drop it in. Alright, so I'm going to let that cook down just a little bit. And the reason I want to cook this down because I don't want my spaghetti to be mushy. And also, while that is cooking, I'm going to show you something else I'm going to add in. I'm actually going to add in some classic tomato sauce. You don't have to use it out of the jar. You can use tomato paste mixed in with your tomato sauce out of the can, but I'm going to be using this because this is what I have. So, with that being said, I am going to actually only add 2 cups of this because I'm just doing it to add the spaghetti flavor to my soup. Alright, so when these noodles cook down, I will show you what we're going to do next. 2 cups of tomato sauce. I'm just going to pour it in. Out the rest, and that is totally okay because you're going to be adding a lot of seasoning to your soup. Alright, so now we're going to check our spaghetti pasta noodles. As you can see, they're kind of rolled like this, kind of limp. That's a good time to go ahead and add in your meat because you want to go ahead and let it cook all together because it's not going to take that long. So I'm going to go ahead and add my meat right on in there. You could drain your meat. I'm just going to go ahead and add it because I like to fat in it a little bit. So I'm not going to use all my meat. I'm going to save my meat for another dish. Using like a half a pound. There we go. Next, I'm going to add in some garlic. I'm going to eyeball it, but normally I use probably about a teaspoon, not very much. There we go. Oregano, like a pinch, and some basil. Ooh, that's a lot, but it doesn't hurt. Basil's good for you. Alright, so I'm gonna let this simmer together for about 15 minutes, real slow. Turn your burner down, and I'll be back and show you what it looks like. Okay, so it's slowly simmering. I'm actually going to add in a little bit of spinach. You don't have to do this, but I'm adding in some fresh spinach because I want my girls to eat their vegetables. So this will be a good time to add your vegetables so that they won't be really soggy. So there we go. And I'll show you what the final product looks like in just a moment. Okay, welcome back. So my soup is done, as you can see. There you go. Let me see if I can turn the camera down for a little better view. Oops, a little too rough there. And I'm going to add in a breadstick right here on the side. Kind of like you would do with tomato soup, you know. And then actually, I know this sounds really kind of taboo, but I'm actually going to add in some Daisy sour cream. I'm only going to put in 1 little scoop. And add in some Parmesan on top. You really don't need that much. I think it gives it a great creamy taste if you don't want to use heavy cream in your soup. But I'm going to be adding Daisy in there, sour cream. And then also I'm going to add in a little bit of Parmesan cheese. And that's pretty much it. I think that would be great. Another pointer I want to give you is that when you reheat the soup, if it's a lot of it, you may want to add some chicken broth or some beef broth, whatever you're using to cook your spaghetti with, or your spaghetti soup with the first time. Alright, so with that being said, I hope you like this video. Like, share, and subscribe. And yummy, happy spaghetti soup.